Hi friends, welcome to this week's video. Today I'm sharing a vegetarian shepherd's pie. I've been trying to make a lot of meals that I can eat more than once, and I really like this because it uses ingredients that I always seem to have on hand. I hope you like it, and let's get started. I found this recipe in my Canadian Living Vegetarian Cookbook, which I seem to go to a lot these days for inspiration. I'm going to be testing this recipe out and then sharing it with you at the same time. The recipe says to start out by pricking your potatoes all over and then microwaving them on high for 10 minutes. You do have to turn the potatoes over halfway through, and I guess the idea once they're microwaved is that they will be easy to peel. That is not the experience I had. It was extremely difficult to peel the potatoes. I had to use a knife at one point. Going forward, honestly, I would boil the potatoes. I'm not really sure why the recipe called for the use of the microwave. I would boil them in the future. Also, when you boil potatoes with the skin on, the skin actually is much easier to remove once they're boiled. You can see I'm having a really difficult time with my potato masher as well. I'm following the recipe. It's said to use a masher to mash together the potatoes, milk, butter, pepper and salt, parsley and mustard. I'm just having a lot of difficulty. As a side note, I did not use butter. I used the plant-based Becel. It worked just as beautifully as butter does. I've used it as a butter substitute in a lot of recipes, and in my opinion, it's a great product. I have some fresh parsley here. I'm chopping up a good amount of that. Some of it is going into the mash. Some of it is going to be reserved for a little bit later. Now all the measurements and all that are going to be linked below for you. I'm just trying to finish up the mash here. I had to add more milk than they suggested. And although I am using a dairy milk, you can certainly use any vegan milk. It'll work just as well. I have the vegetables here, the mushroom, carrot, onion. I'm using some canned lentils. No shame in using canned lentils. I was a bit rushed this day. As you can see, I'm frantically peeling that carrot. I'm also using a chopping technique on my onion that I learned very recently, which is that if you leave the butt on the onion and then sort of slice it up like that, you can dice the onion much more easily without it coming apart. I only just learned this recently. I'm not taking a lot of care when it comes to chopping these vegetables. It's a rough chop, nothing is too neat or meticulous. And now I am cooking up the onion and carrot over medium-high heat with a bit of vegetable oil, just for a few minutes before adding the mushroom. The actual recipe didn't say to stagger the ingredients. I guess instinctually I just did that for some reason, and then I added the dried thyme. If you have fresh thyme, that would be even more beautiful. Now off on the side in a little bowl, I'm just going to whisk together some broth, soy sauce, cornstarch, a bit of salt and pepper, and then put that aside. Just combine it until the cornstarch is dissolved. Coming back to our vegetables, we just want to make sure that all the liquid from the mushroom is, cooked away and evaporated before adding our lentils. They don't need to cook for very long, just a couple minutes. And once they're combined with the veggies and they're cooked a little bit, we're going to add the broth mixture. It won't be too long before that mixture thickens up and coats the vegetables. And at this point, you should add the remaining parsley, which I forgot to do. And if that happens to you, you can always combine it in the casserole, which I was forced to do. Oh, sugar. I forgot to add the parsley. Okay, let's just, you know what? Let's just see if we can, let's do it this way. So in the end, it wasn't a big blunder or anything. I was able to incorporate the parsley and then flatten out my veggies a little bit before spooning over that really delicious potato mash. Coming back to that mash, I do want to mention that I used dairy milk, but you don't have to do that. You can use any kind of unflavored plant milk or nut milk of your choice, and it will be just as delicious. Again, those blobs of quote-unquote butter are not actual butter. They are plant-based Becel. And after spending 3 to 5 minutes in the oven on broil, my shepherd's pie is looking pretty cute. Even though this is a fall or winter recipe, we've still been having a few cold days here. Things have been getting better in Toronto, but the day that I made this, it was pretty chilly, and this was really warming and comforting. We were able to partake of this twice, so mission accomplished. I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos from me. I post every Monday. And I will see you next week with something else. Bye-bye!